Metal-clad cable, often referred to as MC cable, is a common type of electrical wiring used in buildings. When installing MC cable in suspended ceilings, understanding the proper support methods is crucial for safety and code compliance. This discussion will clarify whether you can use the ceiling grid or ceiling wires to support your MC cable, even when using listed supports. Addressing the question of using the ceiling grid to support MC cable, the answer is yes. You can use the ceiling grid to support MC cable with listed supports. Ceiling grids are typically constructed from metal or fiberglass, providing a stable and suitable surface for attaching cable supports. To properly support MC cable from the ceiling grid, use listed cable hangers, clips, or straps that are specifically designed for supporting cables in ceiling grids. These listed supports are engineered to securely hold the cable without damaging the grid or the cable itself. Moving on to ceiling wires, the answer is no. You cannot use ceiling wires to support MC cable. Ceiling wires are not designed or intended to bear the weight of electrical cables and may not provide adequate support. The primary purpose of ceiling wires is to support the ceiling tiles or panels, and they are generally not strong enough to handle the additional weight of electrical cables. Using ceiling wires to support MC cable is considered a safety hazard and violates electrical codes. The weight of the cable can cause the wires to sag or break, leading to potential damage to the cable, the ceiling, or even creating a risk of electrical shock. The importance of listed supports for both ceiling grids and other cable support methods cannot be overstated. Listed supports are those that have been tested and approved by a recognized testing laboratory, such as UL Underwriters Laboratories, to ensure they meet specific safety standards. These standards include requirements for weight capacity, durability, and resistance to environmental factors. Using unlisted supports can compromise the integrity of the cable installation and increase the risk of electrical hazards. Unlisted supports may not be strong enough to hold the cable securely, or they may be made from materials that are not resistant to corrosion or other forms of degradation. When selecting cable supports, always look for the UL listing mark or other recognized testing laboratory markings to ensure they meet the required safety standards. In addition to the specific considerations for ceiling grids and wires, there are several additional factors to keep in mind when supporting MC cable. Firstly, MC cable should be supported at intervals of no more than 6 feet. This requirement is specified in the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and is intended to prevent the cable from sagging or becoming damaged. The support intervals help to distribute the weight of the cable evenly and ensure that it remains securely in place. Secondly, use cable ties or other securing devices to keep the cable bundles neat and organized. This not only improves the appearance of the installation, but also helps to prevent the cables from becoming tangled or damaged. Organized cable runs also make it easier to troubleshoot or modify the wiring in the future. Thirdly, avoid sharp bends or kinks in the cable. Sharp bends can damage the insulation of the cable, which can lead to electrical shorts or other problems. Always use smooth, gradual bends to maintain the integrity of the cable. Finally, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing and supporting MC cable. The manufacturer's instructions will provide specific guidance on the proper methods for supporting the cable, as well as any other relevant information. Following these instructions will help to ensure that the installation is safe and code compliant. To summarize the key points, firstly, you can use ceiling grids to support MC cable, but only with listed supports that are specifically designed for this purpose. Secondly, you cannot use ceiling wires to support MC cable, as they are not designed to bear the weight of electrical cables and may pose a safety hazard. Thirdly, it is essential to use listed supports for all cable support methods to ensure safety and code compliance. Fourthly, MC cable should be supported at intervals of no more than 6 feet. Fifthly, use cable ties or other securing devices to keep the cable bundles neat and organized. Sixthly, avoid sharp bends or kinks in the cable. Seventhly, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing and supporting MC cable. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your MC cable installations are safe, code compliant, and reliable. This comprehensive approach to supporting MC cable in suspended ceilings will help prevent potential hazards and ensure the long-term integrity of your electrical system. Remember that local codes and regulations may vary, so it is always a good idea to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure that your installation meets all applicable requirements. In addition to the requirements specified in the National Electrical Code, or NEC, there may be local amendments or interpretations that affect the way MC cable is supported in suspended ceilings. These local variations can be based on specific environmental conditions, building codes, or other factors that are unique to a particular jurisdiction. To ensure full compliance, it is crucial to research and understand the local requirements in your area. Consulting with a local electrical inspector or engineer can provide valuable insights into these specific requirements and help you avoid potential code violations. They can also offer guidance on the best practices for supporting MC cable in your specific situation. When selecting cable supports, consider the environmental conditions in which they will be used. In areas with high humidity or corrosive atmospheres, it is important to choose supports that are made from materials that are resistant to corrosion. Stainless steel or coated metal supports are often a good choice in these environments. Also, consider the weight and size of the MC cable when selecting supports. The support should be strong enough to hold the cable securely without sagging or breaking. It is also important to choose supports that are the correct size for the cable to ensure a snug and secure fit. When installing cable supports, make sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. The instructions will provide specific guidance on how to install the supports correctly and ensure that they are properly secured. It is also important to use the correct tools for the job. Using the wrong tools can damage the supports or the cable, which can compromise the integrity of the installation. In addition to using listed supports, it is also important to ensure that the supports are properly grounded. Grounding the supports helps to protect against electrical shock in the event of a fault. The grounding requirements for cable supports are specified in the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and should be followed carefully. When running MC cable through suspended ceilings, it is important to avoid obstructing access to other equipment or systems. The cable should be run in a way that does not interfere with the operation of lighting fixtures, HVAC systems, or other equipment. It is also important to ensure that the cable is accessible for maintenance or repairs. The cable should be run in a location where it can be easily accessed without having to remove ceiling tiles or other obstructions. When terminating MC cable, it is important to use the correct connectors and fittings. The connectors and fittings should be listed for use with MC cable and should be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. It is also important to ensure that the connectors and fittings are properly tightened to prevent loose connections, which can lead to electrical problems. After the MC cable installation is complete, it is important to inspect the installation to ensure that it is safe and code compliant. The inspection should include checking the cable supports, connectors, fittings, and grounding connections. Any problems that are found should be corrected immediately. Regular inspections of MC cable installations are also important to ensure that they remain safe and code compliant over time. The inspection should be performed by a qualified electrician or electrical inspector and should include checking for any signs of damage or deterioration. Any problems that are found should be corrected promptly to prevent potential hazards. In addition to following the guidelines and requirements discussed above, it is also important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and other relevant codes and standards. The codes and standards are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and safety concerns. Staying informed about these changes will help you ensure that your MC cable installations are always safe and code compliant. There are many resources available to help you stay up to date on the latest changes to the codes and standards, including industry publications, training courses, and online resources. Taking advantage of these resources will help you stay informed and make informed decisions about your electrical installations. To reiterate, always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work, it is always best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Remember to turn off the power before working on any electrical circuits. Use insulated tools and equipment, and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves. Be aware of your surroundings and avoid distractions. By following these safety precautions, you can help prevent accidents and injuries. In conclusion, supporting MC cable in suspended ceilings requires careful consideration of several factors, including the type of support, the spacing of supports, and the environmental conditions. By following the guidelines and requirements discussed above, you can ensure that your MC cable installations are safe, code compliant, and reliable. Always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector if you have any questions or concerns. This comprehensive overview provides a detailed understanding of the proper methods for supporting MC cable in suspended ceilings, ensuring that electrical installations are both safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. By adhering to these guidelines, electrical professionals and homeowners can confidently manage MC cable installations, mitigating risks and upholding the integrity of electrical systems.